Welcome to General Physical Science. I'm going to be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. And remember, this is an 8-week online class. So while it's being online, which means you can pick and choose when you choose to do your work, you're going to be trying to keep up with the work over the course of the next 8 weeks. At the end of each week, there are going to be a number of assignments that are due, and there's a lot of activities that you're going to have to do throughout the week. So my recommendation is to do a little bit every day. Additionally, this is an 8-week course, but you're getting a full semester credit. So things are going to move a little bit faster than they normally would in a regular 16-week course. When you first open up your Blackboard, you're probably going to notice something new, especially if you've been at NOC for a while. I have already converted to Blackboard Ultra, and this is the form that we are going to be using as we move on throughout the next semesters. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour. As you can see, it's slightly different. But when you start this class, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is click on the Start Here, as this is going to be your first click. Now this video is going to be in that Start Here item, so hopefully you have found it, but I'm also giving it to you as part of the announcement for the course. So what you want to do is click on that first click, but I'm going to show you a couple of things first. You can see that the layout is a little bit different. You have a place that you can message me as your instructor right here. You have your content, and this is our content part of the folder. Here's the calendar item, and you actually have a video on how to use that calendar. You'll have your announcements. You can look at all your discussion boards. You'll be able to go to your grade book, and you'll be able to go to your messages. There may be a need for us to do groups, and you'll be assigned to a group, or there'll be other groups that are there. And if that's the case, I will have a little bit more information for that. The other thing is if you scroll down, you're going to start to see that Blackboard, the Ultra, is trying to have as few clicks deep as it can. So some of those typical things that we had on the left-hand side of the old Blackboard are now here. You have the link to the bookstore, you have your register blast for that proctored exam that we're going to have during the semester, you have a link to your academic support, Blackboard help, and the NOC academic calendar. You also have some of those traditional things that we've had. There's the syllabus is here, here's the instructor information, and this is getting familiar with your books and tools. And then these are what we call learning modules. And this is going to be our week 1 learning module. I also have provided you with some resources, guides, and useful links. And then I am also providing you with information about this course, how I'm able to use things, and where some of these little images come from and where I'm getting some of my materials. So again, you want to click on that first link. So here we go. We're going to click on the first link, and you do that. You've got your schedule for week 1. What do I need to do? And in each learning module, I am going to be providing you with that. And so it's going to give you kind of a step-by-step guide of what's due, where things are, things that you have to do. And week 1, you're going to be getting familiar with the new Blackboard, and you're going to be doing chapter 1. So I have a little bit about myself. These are your 2 assignments from this particular folder. You're going to need to complete the online student contract, and I want you to introduce yourself to the class. And then the rest of this folder is just filled with resources and information about how to participate in an online class. Some of the technology requirements, some helpful hints, some do's and don'ts, and just go through and get yourself familiar with what that's done. Once you've completed the online student contract and introduced yourself to the class and reviewed the schedule for week 1, you can go ahead and close that folder, and you can find the syllabus, which is already posted. It's right there. You can find information about how to contact me, and I will put that information in there. I'll get that for you. And then getting familiar with your books and tools. So when you click on that, this will take you to how to get registered for your Inclusive Access book materials, your orientation videos for the McGraw-Hill Connect, and that video I told you about using the calendar feature on Blackboard. Finally, once you've gotten familiar with your book, once you've done this part, it's time to jump into the material. And that's going to be our getting started with science. So when you open up the modules, each module is going to be laid out in a very similar way. It's going to be, what do I need to do? Week 1, chapter 1. Some of the modules are going to have more than one chapter if you look at the syllabus. But here's your chapter 1, which will include your chapter resources, the links, your smart book and study guide, and other lecture materials. There are your laboratory activities, because the laboratory is an essential part of this class, and some assignments for the week. So when you click this open, you'll be able to see that detailed listing as what I informed you about. So what you need to do, and it will tell you what's graded, what to review, and when things are going. So this will kind of help you along with your class. I'm very excited to have you in this class for the late 8. Please feel free to contact me, and you can contact me via email and information under that instructor information, which will be there shortly. And then you can also use the messaging tab. Get started and have a great semester.